All right, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, we saw that sellers pushed ES all the way down to that 30 to 32 support, which we're using as the bull bear zone. So as long as buyers can hold it above 30 to 32, they have a shot at some higher prices, and they would remain in control. So above 30 to 32, we'd like to see a break of the 34.5 to 35.5 area. In the overnight session, ES has been balancing below that little price zone. And if we can break out above 34.5 to 35.5, then we should be good to go up to the gap fill, 37.75, and the 38 to 40 initial resistance zone. Now, given that buyers are going to be in control if we head up to 38 to 40, we want to use that zone more as a profit target on longs rather than a spot to enter short. Because at this point, that area has been tested multiple times, and if we're heading up there on any decent momentum, that zone could give way, and we could head up to the 41 gap, 42 naked VPOC, and then we have the all-time high at 46.5. Now, on the flip side, in the event that 30 to 32 doesn't hold, and ES breaks below 30 to 32, that could result in some short-term long liquidation. And we have support at 25 to 27, but it's similar to 38 to 40 in the sense that the market has tested that zone several times and it has found buyers every time. But now, if we head down there yet again, I don't really have a lot of confidence in that zone. So it can be used as a short-term profit target. But if we're heading down there on any decent momentum, then we could just go right through and not really get any decent buy response until we get closer to the initial support zone at 2075. And we have that open gap at 2075, naked VPOC 20 quarter. So that's a better spot where responsive buyers can enter the market, and we could see at least a short-term bounce, whether it's on profit taking from the short side or just new buyers entering the market. But 1875 to 2075 is a better spot for buyers to step in at this point. So really, off the open, we're going to be watching how well this 30 to 32 holds, and that's really going to help us figure out how the rest of the day could play out. Because if the zone holds, then we could simply balance above it at some higher prices, and if it breaks and we get a failure, then we can balance at lower prices, perhaps between the 18 to 30 price range, right? So we could go all the way down to the 1875 to 2075 zone, and given the relatively light volume so far and the light economic calendar, we can still get two-sided price action in the market. It's just that we might have to extend more in one direction before the other side steps in. So we might have to extend all the way down to initial support, or extend up towards the 45 to 47 area before we get some better rotations and just better counter trend moves. But until then, it could be somewhat directional, depending on where we're trading in relation to the bull bear zone. So that's really going to be the key off the open. If you're watching the other markets, in NQ, we'd like to see it get above the 56 to 58 area and then hold above it. And if you're watching TF, then we'd like to see TF hold above 55 to 57. And if we start breaking those levels, and especially, there's another high volume node at 53, if we break that in TF, that would just confirm the downside pressure and the selling in the market. So we'll be watching those levels in the other markets, 30, 32 in ES, and that'll give us a good idea on which side we should lean on. So at the moment, the markets are holding up. So by default, we are focused more on the long side until that zone gives way. And if it does, then we'll start getting a little bit more aggressive on the short side. But until then, buyers can hold it together. So we don't want to take any aggressive shorts too close to that bull bear zone, because we might just bounce right out of that area and we don't want to be caught on the wrong side. So let's see how well the market holds up off the open, and no real big econ releases, so we can be active even early in the session. This price area here that's being tested is key. So let's see how well we hold off, and we'll take it from there.